Hey everyone, Richard here. Today we have a CGC opening, so let's just get into it. So I have two books today. Both are from CGC, though technically one kind of isn't. And I already know what the grade is on that one. It's kind of a whole story behind it, so let's just get into it. The book is this one right here, my Supergirl and Legion of Superheroes number 23 Adam Hughes variant. For those of you who follow me for a while, you would know I got this signed by Mark Waid back in 2019 at Tucson Comic Con. Recently, I had the opportunity to get Adam Hughes on it, so I contacted some facilitators who were doing that to get it signed by him. The plan was to send it to them, get it signed and pressed all on my account, and get it back to me. So I sent it off in about October, and it pretty much disappeared. Uh, it didn't ever show up on my account. I had no real knowledge of where it was. I tried contacting people who did it. They claimed it was signed, but they had no record of it either. And it's now March and just got back. I kind of had resigned myself to the fact that I may never see this book again because there was no real idea where it was. Which is kind of scary when you think about what book this is. But eventually an invoice from the facilitators came to me, and I paid it, and they shipped it to me. I opened the box without knowing what it was because it wasn't a script box. I didn't know what was in it, and I saw the grade. I'm not convinced it was pressed because there's still finger indents, and a lot of the stuff that I saw on it beforehand that I thought was pressable are still present on it. And I have no way of tracking what happened to it, but it did get signed, and that's all that really matters to me. So here it is. I did pay for it through the facilitators, obviously, but I don't really have a record of what happened. This was a 9.0 beforehand. I thought it had a potential for a big old grade bump after pressing, but it's a 9.2 now. I don't think that's because it was pressed. I think it was just a borderline 9.0 to begin with. If I sent this in to get pressed now, I think it'd still get a grade bump, but I'm not sure I'm going to bother because I kind of thought this book was gone. I didn't know if I was ever going to see it again, but now I have both signatures on it, and they're both gold. It looks beautiful. It's a PC book. I'm happy just to have it back. You can still see some of the dents on it. There's one right here, and then there's some in the back. Stuff that clearly should have been pressed off. Either it was never pressed, or CCS just did a really lousy pressing job. But either way, 9.2, it is technically a grade bump. So I'm fine with it. Beautiful book. Adam Hughes' best cover as far as I'm concerned. And one of my favorite characters. So there's that. And on to the box that is actually from CGC. This is from the Mark Brooks signing a ways back. For a while, I was wondering if Mark Brooks was ever actually going to sign because it kept getting postponed and delayed. But it did eventually happen. So there's just one book in this. It's a Star Wars book. And I'm just going to cut into it so we can take a look at it. I don't know what the grade is on this one. I made a point of not knowing. Assuming I can get it out of here. There it is. Very curious to see how his signature came out. But it is a Darth Vader number 1 variant. There's his signature in red. Looks really good with this cover, so I'm happy about that. I think I actually requested red. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Yeah, his signature is kind of messy, but at least it looks good right there. So as far as grade on this book, I had it at maybe a 9.4 or a 9.6. This book is actually really hard to grade because it's meant to look distressed. I did see at least 2 spine ticks on the back cover, which I think that kicks me out of the 9.8 range. And if I missed anything, then it'll drop me probably to the 9.4. Hoping for 9.6, Wouldn't be surprised with a 9.4. 9.6, I am happy with that. Signed by Mark Brooks on January 18th. There is the signature in red. Just a beautiful variant. One of the better Darth Vader variants as far as I'm concerned. Sort of the tragedy of Vader. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Very happy with this grade. Signature looks nice. No complaints here. And yeah, that's all I have. 2 variants for this one. Some cool variants at that. Glad to have them both back now. And yeah, hope you're all well and take care.